So, the pictures that you're seeing are a compilation from my first trip to the ocean. It may not seem like a big idea to a lot of people, but for me, at 35 years old, this was my first time there. As such, I feel that this was an event that I was able to observe and analyze a little bit more intently than at a younger age. Specifically for the impact that it might have on me. I could go 1,000 different ways with that statement alone, but I want to talk about an experience. And at first I was going to just discuss my awe and newfound love for this world of ours. Now, I can honestly say that seeing the ocean for the first time ranks as easily one of the most impactful, self-aware moments that I have ever experienced in my life. It was also a moment of concern and dread. All the way down the mountain, I was overwhelmed with my own feelings and amazement at something as vast as what I was seeing. Unfortunately, that didn't last for a whole lot of time. The moment I stepped foot in the waves, I was overcome. The ocean feels like an obese American choking on toxins within it. Like, as a race, humanity has crippled and destroyed this planet, its ecology, its very ability to manifest, with no thought of consequence or repercussions. And standing in the waves of the ocean, my own feelings about that drowned into complete insignificance, as the pain and sadness of this body of life washed into me. It was an overwhelming emotion of sadness and pain. The ocean is easily one of the most mysterious places remaining to us on this rock, and for it to be full of toxic death and radiation is horrifying and extremely terrifying. The sheer size of it is incomprehensible without a globe in your hand or a map. For a reactor on the other side of the world in Japan to send radiation across the Pacific should leave every single living human being enraged. There's no need for that type of energy. It's not sustainable, it's not necessary, it's not desirable to anybody other than this corporate structure that, well, currently has control of that. I will say one thing I loved about California was that before you even hit the ocean, you had wind turbines that stretched through valleys and up mountains as far as you could see. Apparently California's weather really is air conditioned. It's ridiculous. Yet, it's amazing because we as a society have allowed our leaders to misuse this world and destroy the ecosystems upon which all life is contingent when there's no reason and alternatives exist. I could jump from energy to bees to crops, whatever, and make the same point. It doesn't matter. One topic is as good as another. Like, on this trip, I stood less than 3 feet from a baby seal, and all I could feel was pain and sadness from that little creature. His cries ringing out like an indictment against humanity's self-absorption, and it's destroying his home as well. Our ancestors used to be able to commune with animals. They respected them. They knew how they felt and what they thought. Considering that the crowd around him drew because they thought he was dying, something I knew by the conversation around me, why wouldn't he be sentencing us and cursing us? Anyways, I couldn't help but allow that energy to just consume me. And for several minutes I sat there with tears in my eyes, because one thing I know for surety, with no doubt at all, is that our actions have already altered the way in which energy is allowed to manifest in this world. The consequences are unknown and unknowable. All we can do is hope that we haven't destroyed life completely on this planet in a physical manifestation, and that it will still find a way, because I mean, that is one basic fact of life, is that it'll fucking find a way. And I've got to say, it wasn't all doom and gloom. I mean, look at it. When I was able to collect myself and push away humanity's fucking sins upon this planet and its guardianship and birthright for this rock, and actually feel the life of this rock itself. When people say the ocean is alive, they're not talking about the fish and the sharks and the salmon and the bullshit that the ocean allows to exist, any more than when people say I'm alive, they're talking about the fucking bacteria that lives within me. They're talking about me, the person, which is made up of all that little bits and pieces. And it's the same thing with the ocean. Don't get it twisted. It's alive. So is this earth, and it knows what we've done to it. Our ancestors named that ocean many things. They named this earth many things, and every time it was an entity capable of thought, capable of conscious thought. I feel like stepping into the ocean that day, my horoscope's a Cancer, I stepped into my natural element, and the triviality of thought, air, just disappeared, and I was able to commune with the emotion and the intuition and the feeling, and I've never been so blown over by a place. I love mountains. I'm from Denver. The mountaintops, forests, ravines, it's so amazing. I give a maybe at risk, but I don't know at the moment. But at this point in time, nowhere has been able to just completely blow me over in awe at its existence on this rock. The fact that I'm allowed to share that and commune with that is sacred. And I would like to hope that my actions would reflect that accordingly. And so, look forward to solutions in light, right? What's my conclusion on this trip? What's my conclusion as to the meaning of it all? It doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, I am both an insignificant little thing at the mercy of the cosmos, and yet a God capable of creating or destroying that very same cosmos based on my choices. I am life, death, all that good shit. One with all things and part of none of them. Whatever. I am, and I appreciate that. Namaste.